And a complete financial flip-flop at Dallas City Hall today. The City Council seemed ready today to cut funding for the city's new watchdog program. Somehow, the exact opposite happened. The program to help crack down on code violators will now be getting more money and more staff. The money from a surprising source. Fox 4's Lori Brown at Dallas City Hall with the story. Lori.
Steve, sitting in the city manager's $4.5 billion budget was an extra $14 million. The money was earmarked as a police and fire pension stabilization fund. But according to the discussion today, that was a really nice name for some extra city revenue.
You've got work so far stacked up that you do need an additional 6 positions.
Absolutely. I do believe that. I wouldn't have asked for it if I didn't believe I needed it.
Dallas's new inspector general, tasked with investigating waste, fraud, and abuse, was questioned by council members Wednesday about his first budget request for additional staff. He explained his office has received 137 wide-ranging complaints in his first 162 days on the job.
Fraud and embezzlement, there's inappropriate behavior, there's workplace harassment, there's discrimination.
But fighting corruption at City Hall might take lower priority than another hot-button issue, code enforcement. The city needs community prosecutors to help crack down on blight, short-term rental violations, and issues with event promoters, a problem that got attention after a mass shooting at an outdoor concert killed 1 person and injured 16.
We've had, deadly incidences regarding entertainment venues, and so we've got the promoters ordinance, and so we want to utilize that.
Mayor Eric Johnson, who pushed to create the Office of Inspector General, did not want to take away the funding request.
Given what this city has been through with public corruption, and where I do not want to see it ever go again, because it's damage to the city that we can't tolerate.
Councilman Adam Bazaldua then proposed another option, taking money budgeted under the label Pension Stabilization Fund. Bazaldua indicated the current state of the pension funds will demand far more money than the city's budget contains.
We're going to need another revenue source. We're going to need a lot of advocacy and even lobbying from help from our state.
On what you think the shortfall is on the police fire pension fund?
The unfunded liability for both funds is over $5 billion.
Councilwoman Karen Mendelson called $14 million for stabilization laughable.
Even if we added a zero, $140 million is completely insufficient. And so we really are just sitting on a pot of money. And the choice is, what do we do with that money?
Mendelson said that better usage for the money would be to fund emergency shelter for the homeless and keep all libraries open for 6 days a week. The final budget is set to be voted on in 2 weeks. Steve.
All right, Lori Brown, City Hall. Lori, thanks.